Hi folks, you know there's a four-letter word in the workplace beginning with F that we can't mention, and no, it's not that one, it's fear, F-E-A-R. Now we all have it, perhaps now more than ever, and I'd like to share with you what I've learned about dealing with fear, both myself and also from working with thousands of people over the past 20 years.
Afraid, are you?
No, sir.
This fear is an interesting one. You know, working with people, teaching them influencing and teaching them pitching, I came across a big bulge in the carpet, which I tried to sweep under the carpet for many years. And the bulge was this: it wasn't so matter that people didn't have the skills, we could give them more and more skills. They just weren't using them. They knew what to do and when to do it and who to do it with, but they were just avoiding situations, avoiding calls, avoiding meetings, avoiding doing what they needed to do when they needed to do it. It was just good old-fashioned fears. So what to do about it?
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
The first thing to remember or to accept about fear is that it's really normal, and the bigger the challenges are in our lives, the more fearful we get, because we know the stress response, or the so-called fight or flight response. That means we either fight the stressor, which is pretty unusual, or we flight from it, we run away from it, or we just get inactive and get very passive. We literally run away from doing what we know we need to do.
It's time to start running!
The second thing that's normal for us all and affects us all is how this stress response works in our bodies. The first way it works is physiological, which means we feel a bit sick, we get a bit nauseous, the blood rushes from our head, our heart rate pumps up a little bit, and we don't feel that well. The second impact here is that the behavioral impact, which is really quite weird. It's called the stress disinhibition effect, which means we do all the things that are the opposite of what we need to do to support ourselves. So we might have poor food choices, we might drink a bit more, we might sleep a bit less, we might withdraw from social support, which are the opposite of what we need to do to support ourselves. But the third and perhaps most insidious impact of the stress response and how it works with our fear is that we get a lot of irrational thoughts. We start thinking a lot more pessimistically. We're hardwired, if you like, to get much more pessimistic when we're stressed, and we get a lot more fearful. And even though this is irrational, we still feel that way.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Okay, so we've all got fear, and it all affects us in very similar ways. And what do you do about it? Well, what I've learned works the best for me personally in dealing with cancer and lots of business challenges over the decades, and teaching thousands of people about this. What I've found works best is a very simple mindfulness or meditation practice. And in this, what you do is you sit down, you relax, and you can use lots of different meditative techniques to do this. You start becoming aware of your breath, you settle down, and what you find is you start observing your thoughts, and you attempt to create some distance between you and your thoughts, and you realize that you have those thoughts, they don't have you. You start to break that bond between you and those thoughts and realize you've got a choice about which thoughts you allow in and which thoughts you might amplify and increase and which thoughts you might want to let go. When you think about it, and this has been spoken about by great people like Viktor Frankl and Nelson Mandela, the last freedom you really have is the freedom to think objectively and to choose what you think about and choose how you think about that. How you think and what thoughts you focus on is literally the main freedom you have.
But they'll never take our freedom!
So the next time you get that four-letter word going on inside your head, remember to remember your thoughts are choices, and choose the thoughts that are most empowering to you. you.